best of me.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just uploaded my BTS Love Yourself LA vlog, so if you want to check that out, go ahead and do so right now. This video is going to be more of a sit down, just talk more in depth about my concert experience, starting with the day before the concert. Alright, so the day before the concert, actually let's rewind a bit. A few days before the concert, we're talking about like maybe 2 days before the concert, I had already bought my bus ticket. I realized that because I was going to the Saturday concert, that it was gonna start at 6 p.m. Not 8 p.m. but 6 p.m. Thankfully, I was able to just do an exchange and I was able to get the bus ticket for Friday instead of Saturday. So I changed my bus ticket because I wanted to get merchandise. I was like, oh, and then I'm gonna go to this VR studio thing. I'm gonna be in line like all day long. I need to go like a little bit earlier. So the concert started at 6 p.m. The doors opened at 3:30. So I was like, okay, there's no way that my Saturday bus is going to make it there on time. And there's no way that I'm also going to be able to get the merchandise that I want either. So I went ahead and I changed my ticket for free, thankfully. It was just like an exchange. Now, I ordered a shirt about like 2 weeks ago. I had been looking like the week before I purchased the shirt at that shirt from other places. But I ended up buying it from AliExpress or AliExpress, however you pronounce it. And it said that it was gonna get here between like 15 to like 20 something days. But I was like, you know what? It's gonna get here on time for the concert because it was like 2 weeks away. So I was like, it's gonna get here on time. The day before I left for the concert, I got this notification on my email saying that my shirt was at my local post office. The day that I was leaving, I was looking like back and forth, checking if the mailman was there, going back and forth, checking if like the USPS or UPS guy was there. No one was there. No one was delivering my shirt, and so I was like panicking. It said that my shirt was like en route. It was getting ready to be delivered to me, but I just, like, the mailman was nowhere to be in sight. There ended up being a delay for the train, which meant that there was a delay for the bus I was going to be taking as well. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is like another sign for me. There's this delay, so like my shirt's gonna get to me. Like I was taking all these things as like signs. I was like, I'm gonna get my shirt. I'm gonna get my shirt today. It's gonna come in time. I'm gonna wear it on Saturday for this concert. It's gonna be amazing. So some time goes by and I'm like, okay, I think it's time that I leave. I still like, I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time, I was like, no, like, it's okay. It's okay. Somehow, some way, it can happen. I can get this shirt. Just as my sister and I were like exiting out of the neighborhood, I didn't see the mailman, but she did. And I was like, what? So she ended up like doing this turn and she got out and she explained the situation to the mail lady. And the mail lady ended up pulling further up because she was at a few other houses like outside our neighborhood. So she ended up like pulling up. I showed her my ID and she went ahead and gave me my shirt. She was really nice about it. So yeah, I ended up getting my shirt. So the day of the concert, I woke up around like 6 o'clock in the morning. I made sure that I had like all my snacks ready for like the merch line. I honestly didn't eat any of those snacks during the merch line. I was just like standing there just like thinking about like what I was gonna get, which was one thing, by the way. And I'm gonna show you what it is, and you're probably gonna be like, did you really wait in line for 4 hours for that little itty bitty thing? And yes, I did. Okay, I did, and I love it. I'm gonna use it again.
My sister dropped me off at around 8 a.m. She dropped me off at the merch line area, which I didn't know for sure if that was a merch line or not, but I asked someone like as soon as I got out of the car. So I had to walk like all the way around. It was already like looping around. And so that was around 8 a.m. By the time I got in line, because we got into like the Staples Center area at 8 a.m. I didn't actually get into line until like 8, 10 a.m. So it took about 10 minutes and like walking and everything, you know, and just like driving around trying to figure out where to drop me off at.
Apparently merch didn't really happen until like 9 in the morning. So I waited like an hour of just like securing my spot in line. The other 3 hours was me actually waiting in line for merch. At 10:35, I was already inside where the merch was at, and at 11:30, I think that's when I had gotten my merch. So I think I lied on my vlog. I said it took 4 hours for merch, but I think it was like 3.5. Close enough. It was close enough to 4 hours. So once you get to like the very front of the merch line, there's this parking lot area that you go inside, and then there's like this, I think it's like a barricade. I think that's what they call it. So it's like this barricade that you go through and you just continue on with the line in there. Up above on the tent section, they have like photos of like the merchandise up above. And it says what items are sold out. So every time something would get sold out, you would hear people be like, no, especially when it came to like the photo cards. It was really, really funny. But waiting in the merch line, it was fine at first, especially when you're in the shade. But when you actually get to like inside the merch area in that barricade section, there's no shade at all. And so it's just, it was already like, what, like 10 something. I got out around 11:30. Oh, so it took me about like an hour then in that barricade section for the merch. That whole hour, it was just so hot. Like crazy hot already. It was like still very early in the morning. They handed us like this paper that we could fill out what merch we were getting, and then you had to sign it on the bottom. So I was just using that as like a fan and to also like block the sun away from my face. So I'll go ahead and show you what I got. It's amazing. It's very, very big. Watch. It's this. I honestly, when I saw the photo online, I imagined it to be like really big, and I was like, oh, where am I gonna put this during the concert, because I want to save the box. But yeah, it's the BTS Army Bomb ring. Yeah, I already opened it because yesterday was the concert. It's really cute though. It was $25, and while I was in line, I was like, should I get the light stick? Because that was like $55. But I was like, no. I was like, okay, if they don't have this, then I'll go ahead and that means that it's a sign that I should get the Army Bomb, right? Version 3. But they still had it, so I was like, okay, I'll get this. So yeah, you twist it and it lights up. It takes mercury batteries, I think. But this is it. It fits on my finger. I think because I also had my Band-Aid on last night, it kind of stopped it from falling off. But if you're worried about like this part right here, my nails are gross, sorry. But if you're worried about like this part right here, about it like expanding or something, it doesn't like at all. My fingers, I guess, are a little too thin. So like if like it goes like this. So yeah, so unless you're like this at the concert, like it won't fall off. At the concert, I was like this, and I kind of kept my fingers together. So if I was like this, then like it stays on, it's fine. Or yeah. It's really cute though, and it lasted throughout the whole entire concert. Yeah. And then you just snap it to the left side if you want to turn it off. So that's what I got for merch. Yep, I waited 3.5 hours just for this. I know, it was worth it. I don't regret it, honestly. Oh, also about the shirt that I got. So it came, I didn't show this thing. It came with a pin. The BTS members. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of blurry. It's kind of blurry, just a little bit. But yeah, it comes with this pin. I put it on my shorts. It also came with this. So it says like BTS and ARMY. Ooh, it has like the date on there. So it came with this also. Okay, so after merch, it was what, like 11:30 at that time. So I was walking across the street.
You guys know that photo that's been going around like Instagram, Twitter, where it's like the BTS sign in big letters, like a pop-up BTS sign, where it was at. And I saw like the basketball guy that's wearing the ARMY jersey, or the BTS jersey. I saw that too. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna go take a picture. There's this huge thing blocking the area, but there's like this little like opening, and like there were a lot of people like going in and out of the area, right? And the security stops me and he's like, where are you going? And I'm like, what do you mean where I'm going? Like, I'm trying to go take a picture. But yeah, he didn't let me. I don't know if that was, I think that might have just been for the pit, for people who are in the pit section. Or maybe like if you had sound check or something. I really don't know, but for some reason he wouldn't let me go over there and take my picture.
So I was like, okay, great. Like, what can I do to kill time? Because doors don't open until 3:30. So I was like, okay, fine. Like I opened up my merch. This is the only thing I got. And then I was like, okay, fine. I think I'm just gonna go to the BTS studio line. I had originally planned to go over there, but it was just so hot, you know, being in the sun. So I went back, I stood in that line for, I think maybe about like an hour and a half. So around like 11:35 to like 12:50, I was in line for the BTS studio. Was it worth the wait, waiting in that line? No, it was not worth waiting in that line. Halfway through the line, I started to really get hot. I mean, I was really sweaty enough as it was. They were handing out some little water bottles, which I already had my water bottle at the time, but I finished it a little bit later, like the rest of it. And so yeah, halfway through the line, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need water and I need shade and I need to just like lay down somewhere cool. And my heels were hurting so bad. Like I felt like it was shooting up all the way to my head right here. I was in so much pain and it was so hot. And usually like at concerts, I'm the kind of person who's like, if I'm in pain or something for whatever reason, I'll just like ignore it because I'm like, no, I'm enjoying this concert. It's gonna be amazing. You know, I'm gonna have a good time. But this was something that like I could not ignore.
So anyways, I continued to wait in line. There was a little shady section that we got to, thankfully. And then the rest of that area, like I think it was like the last 2 rows of that barricade section. By that time, there was like a whole bunch of shade because the sun was getting blocked by like the huge building that was right next to us.
So when it's your turn in line to go to the BTS LG studio thing, it's this big tent, and inside the tent are like pop-ups of the BTS members, and you can go ahead and like pose and take photos with them. I'll probably insert a few photos like here and there in this video. I don't think that it was worth that long of a wait, especially in the heat. Like it was not worth it at all. Yes, it was a fun experience. Yes, it was nice to take pictures with like the cut up versions of BTS, but it was not worth that wait in the sun. After that, you come out of the tent and there's this guy. He has like a bowl and there's like an orange ball and there's a white ball. If you get a solid color ball, that means that you're a winner. If you get a ball that has a stripe on it, then you don't win anything. So apparently there's like 2 prizes if you win. One of them is the VR studio. Sit down and there's a BTS member on the screen in front of you, and it looks like they're actually sitting down right next to you. And so you get to take a picture with them. I have one, not with a BTS member, but with G-Dragon from KCON, and that photo that I have actually looks pretty real. I love it. It's framed and everything.
And the other thing is, I don't even know what it's called. Let me see. It just says BTS Studio. Oh, it's a virtual video booth. This is what I got. Virtual video booth. And yeah, they punched a hole through it.
Basically, there's a camera and you stand in front of it. And you say your name, you say where you're from, and you just say like why you love BTS and a bunch of other stuff. The lady said that it was supposed to be like 25 seconds. At the end of the video, you're supposed to like type in your email address and they'll send it to you. So that's what I did. So I'm gonna react to it right now. I honestly saw like the first 3 seconds of it and I could not stop laughing. It looks like my bias is Jungkook. So the lady, she'll ask you, she's like, oh, who's your bias? And you get to, you say who your bias is. And so I'm gonna go ahead and react to it. I'll put it somewhere around here. And it was fine, but the first like 3 seconds that I saw of it was so cringy and embarrassing. At the end of the video, I do like this heart thing, which that wasn't my idea, that was her idea, and I needed to fill in time, so that's why I did that. Alright, I'm gonna stop stalling and I'm gonna go ahead and watch the video, which is really embarrassing. There are also some things that I got from there. You gotta like post a photo of yourself and like hashtag it. It's like BTS LG Studio or something. I honestly feel like I'm stalling right now. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be so embarrassing. Like even if I don't post this and I just watch it on my own, it's so embarrassing. But I'm still gonna watch it anyway. Let me turn up the volume so you can hear it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, it's only 18 seconds. She said it's supposed to be 25, so they probably cut some of the ending off. Jungkook looks fine. It's me.
BTS, my California. I've been a fan of your guys since 2014. I saw you guys at the Red Bullet Tour and at KCON. I'm going to the concert tonight, and I'm really excited. You guys are really talented. My bias is Jungkook, and
That's not too bad.
I'm really excited to see you guys.
Hey, she cut out my heart. Was it that cringy? She cut out my heart. Or was the man? The man was the one recording, I think. Hold up, I want to watch it again.
BTS, California. I've been a fan of your guys since 2014. I saw you guys at the Red Bullet Tour.
Jungkook! I didn't even pay attention to him.
And I'm really excited. You guys are really talented. My bias is Jungkook, and I'm really excited to see you guys.
It looks like at the end he's like talking to me on the phone. Okay, the first bit that I watched on my own was really embarrassing, but the rest of it wasn't too bad. The lady kept telling me, she's like, okay, maybe talk like a little bit slower or like add a few more things. And I was like, I'm sorry, like I can't help it, I talk fast sometimes. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It honestly reminded me of like some sort of audition. You know, you go up to the camera and you do like your slate. That's what it reminded me of. After that, I waited for my sister to pick me up. I was actually gonna be there like all day long, but because I just wasn't feeling too well and I was like starting to get a bit of a headache and I just felt really like tired and I was like, I don't know what else to do, and I was also kind of thirsty. So she went ahead and she got some food for us, and then I think we went to, I think it's called Fig at 7th or something like that. We went there. We got some Sprinkles, which is amazing, by the way. As we were heading back to Sprinkles, there were these girls coming down the stairs and they're wearing a BTS shirt also. And so like at the exact moment, like we all saw each other and no one knew what to do. And so like I smiled. That was like my only reaction. I just like smiled and they smiled back, and then we were going to Target and I think the security guard there already saw like those girls that had just like passed by. I think he saw their shirt, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other like armies were there throughout the day too, or past few days, because it's pretty close by to the Staples Center. He had to like look twice, like he did like a double take. He was like, he like looked at my shirt. He's probably like, what's going on? Like, who's BTS? And then when we went to Target, I went to the restroom there and I found like 4 other armies in there. And then the girls there were like telling me how they had a Jungkook photo card. I guess a fan site gave it to them. They said it was over at like Smashbox or something, which is like a hamburger place, and they were giving them away for free. But I didn't go. I didn't get any of the photo cards, unfortunately. But I did get that LG video, and they cut out my heart, which I'm kind of sad about now. I think I got there on 4ish, so by the time I got there was like no line at all. I just walked like right in. They checked my purse. They didn't even like, I like walked right through the detector thing and I was like this. I was like search me, use that thing, you know? And the guy was like, you're fine. I was like, okay. That probably looked weird walking up to him just like this. I had like the highest tier, so I just kept going up, 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 up. Escalator, escalator, escalator. Honestly, my legs, my whole body, honestly, is just really, really sore right now. Like, I'm so sore. I was even in the pit section. I'm just like sore because I was standing around. The most I've ever stood for a concert was like 8 hours, and that was for like the EXO. It was like EXO-Lution concert in 2016. I stood for 8 hours straight. So I sat there for a while, just like looking around. I like recorded a few things here and there, which you'll also see in my vlog, but I'll probably put some stuff in here too for you to see. The fan chants, even before BTS got on stage, was like crazy. Like, I was so impressed, and like it was really, really exciting and so cool. And like the light sticks, they're all in sync with each other. So when that started, everyone was like so excited. Like, I was excited too. Oh my gosh, okay, so they played So What, and I was telling the girl next to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait for them to play Anpan Man. And I was like, you know, it'd be even better if they played So What. And then later on, they ended up playing So What like a few minutes later, I think. And I was like, I like jumped up, I was like, oh yeah, they're playing the song. The stage was so beautiful. Like there were lights on the stage and it was just so pretty. And they had like all these other lights going on and stuff just like up in the air. They also had like some fireworks, especially at the beginning of the show. They had some fireworks and I was like, oh my gosh, like this isn't something that I'm just like watching on YouTube. It's actually happening. You know, usually you see these kind of things, especially for like the outside, like outdoor concerts. What I really appreciate that they did at the concert was they actually printed out my ticket. They printed out my ticket for the concert. And so I really appreciated that like so much. I have a scrapbook for like all my concerts and stuff, which I kind of need to work on, but this is why I'm really happy that they printed it out, because I can add this to my scrapbook. Okay, so they had these on every single seat in the venue. Like, you look around and it's everywhere. I don't know if it was like a fan site who did this, most likely, but like this is amazing. And it says please hold up your slogan when Army Time appears on the board. I never even saw that because of my seating. Like I couldn't see them perform. I think they performed Truth Untold, and I couldn't really see them perform it because they were like way back in the stage area. I couldn't see any of it. All I saw was like the light and maybe some confetti, some smoke. That's about it. But like the rest of the concert was fine. I just like hit myself. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. Thank you to whoever did this because there are so many seats in that arena, and so for you to do this, thank you.
So after the concert was over, the concert started around like 6:10 and it ended around like 8:40 p.m. So pretty good, right?
Next time I want to get pit tickets or P2 tickets, just so I can be a little bit closer. That way I can actually like see their faces, because like I saw them but I couldn't really like see their faces.
I'm really happy about the concert and my merchandise. Yeah.
After the concert, I waited for like a few minutes. I didn't expect it to end until like 9 o'clock. So, you know, I had to wait for my ride for a bit. So I was like just hanging around at the venue, just like sitting there. And then later on I was like, okay, it's time to leave because like security was coming. Security was really nice though. The escalator was packed. They have like the elevator there too, but I don't like the feeling of that specific kind of elevator. I won't even go into it. I just don't like that feeling. It scares me so much. There were people selling hot dogs and like a bunch of other stuff, and oh my gosh, it smelled so good. It smelled so good. Like just thinking about it now makes my mouth water and makes me wanna just tear up a little bit because I didn't buy any. There are people selling a whole bunch of like merchandise outside, which is like a given. That's always done after concerts. So that was my concert experience. It was really nice. It's crazy that it already happened because I remember buying the ticket and having like looking at my phone's calendar and seeing that it was like 3 months away, 2 months away, 1 month away, and then like it was yesterday. It just happened yesterday and that's it. And I have to wait for like the next tour that they do. It's crazy. What do I do now? Thank you so much you guys for watching my video. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.